I'm going to do something a little bit different today and answer a question that's come up in the comments a few times, and that is, why did I start this channel? So there are 3 different points that I think I can look at when I answer this question. And the first one is that apologetics have always been really foundational to my faith, really instrumental to my faith. In the beginning, before I was a Christian, it was Christian apologists who were the ones who helped me understand that faith is not meant to be blind. It's meant to be grounded in reason, in evidence, and conviction about truth. And also Christian apologists who showed me the historical evidence for Christianity, the scientific evidence for Christianity, the philosophical evidence for Christianity. And I found their arguments over time to be more compelling than the arguments I had been absorbing from atheist apologists and other worldviews as well. I also think that because my faith is so rooted in the evidence, that it's strong, that it's persevered over time, that even when I don't feel like being a Christian, I always have, so many different things to point to that keep me secure in my faith. So there's that. Let me see what else. Okay. So a second reason is that I think church is awesome. I think that every Christian should be involved in a church community. And I know that I definitely get a lot from my church community in the ways of community. And also I learn a lot about the Bible and I learn a lot about God. But speaking just from my own experience, the churches I have been to haven't always been great at explaining why you should believe what they're saying about the Bible or why you should believe what they're saying about God. And so I think that apologetics closes that gap. So you're not just explaining what you believe, but why you believe what you believe, and providing the evidence. So there's that. I also think that as someone who wasn't raised in the church, there are a lot of terms that churches use that they just kind of assume everyone understands in a sermon. Simple things like sin or salvation or who the Holy Spirit is, things like that. And so if you noticed on my channel, we do talk about apologetics, the arguments for faith, but we also talk about what these Christianity 101 topics are. So that's why I cover that, is just there's not always an opportunity to do that in a church. And I wanted to give people a space where we could cover these things together. So that's 2. The third reason is that, when you go to a grocery store, there's just multiple cereals in an aisle or multiple of pretty much any product that you want. And we all have our different favorites. So I think when it comes to apologetics, the more the merrier. We're all going to resonate with someone a little bit different. Like I love John Lennox and William Lane Craig, and I love Joe and Vince Vitale, and Nathan Rittenhouse. And there's so many more I want to say. So I even regret mentioning a couple names because I feel it's unfair to all the many others who I love. But if my flavor resonates with someone, then that's great. Why not have more? So there you go. If there is another question you have about this channel or maybe about me, you are welcome to put those in the comments and I'll answer them in a future AMA. Thanks so much.